video here, y'all, we're going to give you a tour of my truck, the warehouse, and the workspace. This video is about my first day on the job. Didn't do too much on the first day, just a lot of paperwork, a lot of tours, all of that. Stay to the end of the video because we got a little special bonus for y'all. We're going to give you some tips and tricks in the process to getting your Class A CDLs. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave them comments down below. Let's get it. All right, y'all, welcome to Heritage, which has been in business for over 50 years. Right here, you got the kitchen, our little break room area, beverages and whatnot here. Small little break room. Everybody usually just chills up in their office. Some snacks and stuff from Costco, and now we're about to head into our warehouse area. Warehouse is not too big. Like I said, they're still growing out here in the Seattle area, so warehouse is not too big just yet. But we got all the necessities that we need. That room right there has our uniforms and all of that, pallets. All this stuff over here you're seeing, they're all empty drums that we use to fill up some of the hazardous material if we need to, that we have. All that stuff in the beginning there, that was all stuff it has stuff in it. Over here, we got the wash area, eye wash area, all the safety stuff over there. Pallet jacks, all of that jazz. We need to get the job done, and that is where we weigh all of our stuff right there. Outside, this is our back, the back area, obviously where the trucks and stuff are at. We got a little van right here that goes out sometimes to pick up orders from our customers. This particular box truck right here is sold, but we have another one that our other guy drives. And this will be my truck right here, guys. This is a Kenworth T680 2021. So I'm just taking a little look around, looking how everything looks. Everything was in pretty good shape, though, honestly. Like, seemed really new. They hadn't used it in a while since the last guy left, but they kept it in good shape, in my opinion. They said the tires, they kind of got the tires recently, like last year, I believe, new tires. Everything on here was nice and fitting correctly. Just doing a little pre-trip, checking everything out. Tires looking good, landing gear nice and raised, fifth wheel latched. And these tires, this is a better look at the tires. I feel like fresh. Those are fresh new tires, man. You can tell some really fresh tires right here. I was just doing a little walk around, just on the driver's side mainly, though. The truck was dead. Well, they said it was probably dead, which it ended up being dead, and I just wanted to come check it out anyways, see what I'm working with. The inside you guys are going to see here is surprisingly really clean. I thought it might be a little junky since it's been sitting there, maybe some spider webs or something, but it was actually really clean. Last guy left all his paperwork and stuff in a lot of places. I mean, in the storage spaces, but I'll get to that later. But as you can tell, everything's looking really good. Everything's working fine. No brakes, tears, none of that. CB radio up there. You got your air horn right there next to the CB radio. Everything's looking good. If there's one thing that these big old trucks have is some storage. So a lot of the things you guys see me going through is going to be a lot of storage. This is the bed. I got to get some covers, some sheets, all of that jazz for that. And then right here, I'm going to hang up a TV. I said I was going to get a 24-inch, but I don't know. I'm thinking a 24-inch might be too big for that. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll probably get a 24-inch, hang it up right there for now. On the road a little longer when I go out to Montana, whatnot, stay out in Oregon for a day or two. Just have a little TV, so I have a little bit of entertainment. I'm not up there just wasting my phone battery all the time. Right here, I thought this was extra storage right here at first, and I took a second look. I was like, oh, it's kind of cold. It's actually a mini fridge. That's the fridge in the excuse me. That was a fridge in the freezer right there. And you got a bunch of storage, like I said, back here. Radio heater for the back. All of that. You got your windows, emergency exits back there as well. Just a bunch of storage too. More storage here. You see, you left all this stuff in there. I mean, it might be stuff I need to. I gotta go through all of this stuff. Extra gloves, more storage everywhere. This right here, it just talks about the seats. Nothing too special right there. Moving on. This is an 8-speed truck, which is pretty cool because that's what I learned to drive while in class. So it should be no problem driving this one. Yeah, I mean, this is basically everything. I'm just like looking at every little thing myself because this is my first time inside of it. So I was looking at every little thing myself, just trying to see what looked familiar and whatnot. I've seen, especially in school, they had a lot of different trucks at school. So I've seen a lot of different trucks and what they can have. And so I was just trying to check everything out. Right here, I was trying to see if it was going to start. They said it was going to be dead, but I just wanted to see if it was going to start. And like they said, it was dead. This is me about to check out the engine compartment. See what this is looking like. See if anything needed to be filled up or anything. But to my surprise, everything was looking pretty good. It's a little dusty in there. I mean, it's to be expected though. But besides that, everything looked in great condition. All my fluids were all good. That's your windshield wiper fluid right there. And you got your oil right there, power steering right below it. And then on the other side, that right there is your coolant, all your fluids. There's no leaks, none of that. Everything was looking real good. Everything's looking good. Better look from the other side. I don't really do nothing on the passenger side, really. I just check this a little bit on this side. Everything's looking good. I'm just waiting for the dispatcher to pull up on me. He said he was going to help me jump the truck so we can get it jumped, or get it running, excuse me. Yeah, I'm just checking everything out still. And then I was still like looking for the year right here. I didn't know the year at first, and I was like, maybe it'll be somewhere around here. But I ended up finding out the model and stuff. The model's right there. And obviously this is where the batteries are at. I was a little confused on how to get this one off because the ones I'm used to usually have latches on each end. You can just lift up and it pulls down. And so I was confused for a minute. I had to look up on YouTube actually to figure out how the hell to get in there. But kind of find out it's a little more difficult to get in there. Well, not really difficult, just I feel like unnecessary steps. You actually have to get up into these bolt holes right there and unscrew all 6 of those, and then it will come off. I thought it was a little weird, but I think they did that. They made that like that for just like safety purposes, so nobody can just easily come up in there and steal a battery or anything like that. That's my guess. I thought it was cool. I mean, it was kind of cool if you look at it that way, but I don't know. I don't really care for it. Anyways, we got it off finally, and here we go. About to check it out. These batteries are hella dusty, but they, just let it sit for a minute and on the charger, and it started right up afterwards. But those batteries look really dusty. Good thing they were in good shape still. Excuse me. Yeah, so here's everything off. We're about to hook it up to the battery in the second gear so it can sit in charge. We just let it sit in charge for about 10-15 minutes before we tried starting it up because, like I said, it's been sitting for a while, so we didn't want to just try to start it up right away. But here we go. That's our battery compartment, y'all. And the reason I thought it was also weird that they had the screws is because when you're doing your walk around, the battery compartment is something you want to check out. But it is what it is. This is our warehouse area, guys. Whole bunch of other warehouse companies around. And just a little industrial area over here. You got your different businesses to my left and to my right. And we're actually really close to the airport, the Seattle, the SeaTac, International Airport, which is pretty cool because we get to see planes taking off every now and then. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're about to get this truck jumping in a second here. I just wanted to show this part a little bit just to see how close we are to everything else. And I'm also waiting. I'm also waiting for the dispatch guy to pull up. He was using his personal car to come help jump the truck. So I was waiting for him to pull up right here as well. And we finally got it jumped, guys. And here I go starting it up for the first time. It was a little struggle start, kind of, just a tiny bit, but it finally came on after just a little bit. It wasn't like too struggle, but it was a little struggle start. Everything seemed to be working fine. Ended up having to regen though. I think because it was just sitting for so long, I don't know. Ended up having to regen, and so I ended up doing that eventually. You see right there, it said soot level is high. And so I ended up having to regen this bad boy. Besides that, everything else was in good shape. Radio was working real good. Connected my phone to Bluetooth, so when I'm on the road, I can listen to my music. And right here, you can see I got my phone out. That's all. All right, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you sticked around to the end, here's the bonus part for y'all. So basically, I'm going to just give you the process on getting your Class A CDL. So let's just get right into it. So first, you're going to have to go to your local DMV to take some tests. The tests you're going to have to take will help you get your CDL permit so you then can join a CDL school. So the test you're going to have to take is the knowledge test, which is about 50 questions or so. And then you got your air brakes, which is about 30, maybe 20, 25 questions, I believe. Ooh, excuse me. And I believe those are the only two starting out that you need to take. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I believe those are the only two. And so once you get those done, you can get your CDL permit. And that's usually good for about 6 months or so. And then you can renew it one time after that 6 months period. And then it's good again for another 6 months. But after that, you would have to take the test again and get a whole new license. But you shouldn't have to do that. If you're going to get it, you should be good. You can get your commercial driving book. That book will help you study for all the tests you're going to need to take. So anyways, now you got your permit. Now you got to find a school. Hopefully you already looked for a school, but now you got to find a school nearby you or whatever the case is. And these schools, basically, they train you on the basics of becoming a CDL driver. So you're going to do backing maneuvers. You're going to do the S offset, forward and back, the straight back, the front and stop. Those are all the maneuvers you're going to have to learn. You're going to do on the road driving and emergency stop. And then you're going to get a long pre-trip checklist. And so basically the pre-trip is all about you knowing your vehicle, basically, like what you have to do when you're doing your pre-trip inspection. And then that's a little list you're gonna have to study. That's probably the most important thing. As far as memory wise, it's probably one of the most important and hardest things you're gonna do while you're in school. I'm personally a great driver, so the driving part was cake to me, you know what I mean? But that memory, learning that pre-trip, it can take a little while, so take that seriously. So like I said, they're going to teach you the basics. They're going to teach you all of that. That usually goes for, I paid personally $4,600
There's a lot more that are way more expensive. I think it can go up to like 7,000. I think the cheapest I've heard is probably like 35 maybe, but I mean those are few in between. So be prepared to come out of pocket unless you go with a company that pays for it. I personally don't suggest that, but they do have that option. Um, then you have So once you go through your class, they're gonna require you to get your driving record. They're gonna require you to take a drug test, and you're gonna have to pay for the class. Usually, you can pay in a lump sum. Usually, they have payment plans for people out there, and they even have like grants, financial aids. Some schools. So you're gonna do all that. That school usually goes for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It could go longer depending on how much time you need. You know, if you're taking you a little longer to learn, but it will. The minimum is 4 to 5 weeks, I believe. All right, and so after you're done with the class, you're gonna want to get all your necessary endorsements. See, me personally, I got every endorsement a truck driver could possibly need, and that's doubles and triples. You got your hazmat endorsement, and then you got your tankers endorsement. And I have all of them. I'm working with a hazmat company right now, so I had to have my hazmat. But the doubles and triples and the tankers, I don't necessarily need. I got it only because this might not be my forever job in trucking. You know, this is going to be my first job. Might not, most likely not going to be my forever job, just to keep it 100 with you guys. And so I just want the option. I just want the option to be able to have a variety of range of jobs I can potentially get. And from my knowledge, the more endorsements you have, the better potential pay. And so you're going to want to get the endorsements. I mean, you don't have to get them all, like I said, but you're going to want to get the endorsements you feel like you're going to need for your ideal trucking job. Also, while you're in school, you have the options to drive an automatic truck, because a lot of trucks are going automatics. A lot of the big companies are doing automatic trucks. Or you can do your standard manual. I personally did the manual, because with the manual, if you do the manual, you can drive manual trucks and automatics right off the bat. But if you do the automatic, you're going to be restricted. You're going to have a restriction on your license where you can only do automatic trucking. Like I said, it shouldn't be big of a deal, because a lot of your big companies are pushing towards the automatic. So it shouldn't be big of a deal. But I personally did not want the restriction. I wanted to be able to have that choice, just in case. So you got that. Now you got your endorsements. So now you're going to have to pay like $35 or whatever for the endorsements to take those tests. And you can study that as well in the book. And so now you got your license. You should have your license now. If you get your hazmat, that's going to cost about an extra between 300 and 400 or 500 for a class. Now they have it where you have to take a class to get your endorsement. It used to not be like that back in the days, what I've heard from older truckers, but now you have to take that class. My class was about $360, and an extra $25 for this ELDT is what they call little test, little assessment you got to do. And then you still have to go to your local DMV and take the hazmat test and pass that and get it on your license. So once all that is complete, you will officially be a Class A driver. And now you just got to go look for a job. So I hope that was informational enough for you guys. I hope that works out for you guys. Just another little quick snippet. If you have your Class A, you can do everything as far as a Class B and a Class C driver can do. So the higher you go, it's kind of the better. I've once had my Class B. So once I had my Class B, I did it for school bus. But once you have it's all weight restricted. So Class A is like X amount of weight. Class B is X amount of weight. Class C is X amount of weight. But Class A is like the most amount of weight. So once you have your Class A, you can do all of them. And then, so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's personally best to go get your Class A, but you don't necessarily need it depending on what kind of trucking you want to do. Like, you can get your Class B, and like I said, you can drive school bus, you can drive your metro buses, but you can also like haul stuff with your Class B as well. Just depends on the weight. All of it depends on the weight. So like I said, I was once a Class B driver, but my ultimate goal was to get my Class A so I could start driving trucks. And so, you know, here I am now. Anyways, I hope that was informational enough for you guys. And if you have any questions, drop that in the comments and I'll be more than willing to answer. One more thing I also want to say is that you're definitely going to be coming out of pocket for this, unless, like I said, you go to a company that pays for it. I personally don't think you should do that because it's a whole lot of stuff you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to sign a contract and all of this stuff. So I personally don't suggest it, but it is what it is. Do what works best for you. Also, if you are going to do this, make sure it's something that you want to do, because I spent about over $5,000 getting my license. And so, like I said, you're going to come out of pocket for this, and you don't want to do that. And then, you know, you get into trucking and then it ends up not being something you want to do, you know what I mean? Because you kind of just wasted that money. But I knew for sure, I spent years going over this, learning the process and making sure this is something that I really want to do. And so I knew for a fact this is what I wanted to do. So the money was not a problem to me. I seen it as more of an investment for my future. Like I said, I'm 29 years old. And so honestly, the world is my oyster, you know what I'm saying? I'm fresh. I got many years to make that money back. I'm gonna make that money back in no time, honestly. But I got many years to make that money back and then some. So just make sure it's something you want to do. Don't go out there and waste your money. Don't go out there doing it just because you see everybody's getting their CDLs and some people are on there talking about they're making crazy amount of bankroll, which is possible. You can make good money with trucking, but you're not going to come out here and be rich. And I plan on making a video about that, about the misconceptions of truckers and people thinking they're just out here balling out of control. But like I said, it's just like any job. You can get wealthy off of it, but you're also not going to get crazy rich, you know, whatever rich is to you. But anyways, I hope that was helpful. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and push that notification button to let y'all know when I drop another video. I'm gonna try to keep these videos coming as much as I can, y'all. But I'm just getting started and I'm just learning how to do this stuff. So bear with me. Leave them comments. Like I said, I'm a rookie trucker, and I look forward to listening to all the comments, all the tips, suggestions, all of that, and I'll definitely answer any questions from anybody. Thank you. Peace.